Well, hello, good evening, and glad to see everyone tonight. We've got the great, the awesome, the game designer of the year. We still got
Oh,
our fingers crossed,
uh,
right? It hasn't been
well,
official yet, but we still got our fingers crossed. We got the great Hermann Luttmann in the house tonight, back with
everybody,
Board Gaming with Herm.
we finally got back again on a Thursday. This is great.
Finally, we're trying to
Real
do it
life
on
sucks,
Thursday.
doesn't it? Real life gets in the way all the time.
I know. You got a lot on your plate. You got a lot going on. We just appreciate every once in a while where we can drag you away from that stuff just for a couple
I
hours.
have to, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you. Even this morning, I had 4 emails from different companies that needed either a TTS mod updated or rules clarification, something. And I'm
Right.
looking at Nancy going, "I never worked this hard in my life." And
I
it's
need to go back to. I
24/7.
need to go back to working. Right.
I know, and there's no days off. I mean,
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's constant. You're getting stuff like
thank God I
requests.
like it though. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God it's enjoyable.
That's like the best part. Like work is not. I mean, fortunately, I get paid a lot of money to do not a lot of work. So, I mean, fortunately for me, that's a good thing. But man, it's just when I'm there, I'm just like, I could be playing games, or I
Yeah,
could be doing this, or I could be doing that.
actually, that's funny you should say that. My last year at work, right? And I mean, they knew I was retiring for like a year and a half or something like that, and I was making the best salary I've ever made in my life. And I was like the guy on Office Space. Was it Mel or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of his name now, but you know who I'm talking about. They kept shoving him into the closet,
Oh,
and
right.
right, that was
Like he's
me.
headed out the door.
That was my screensaver at work because they gave me less and less work, and I actually felt guilty at one. I was like going, "My God, they're paying me a lot of money to do nothing."
Wow. Awesome. Hey,
Hey, Tim.
Tim and Harold, how you guys doing tonight? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by
Thanks for
here.
stopping by.
We definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I would love to make this more of a regular thing, but I've had to cancel. Herman's had to cancel. We just trying to get our schedules to wind up together is really, really hard. So unfortunately, we just kind of throw it together at the last minute, and then we hope and pray that nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, we're just at that age where things go wrong, and we have other things in life. Um,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Phoenix Knight, good to see you, my friend.
I'm actually going
Woo!
to Charlotte tomorrow to see my son for the
And then,
weekend. So
and
that'll
then,
be fun.
yeah, you were just. I mean, you got a lot going on with your life because you got life things. Then you got
Mhm.
game things.
Right.
Then you got like production and things, and then you got requests because I know you were on Mo's channel the other night, so you had to
Yep.
do. You got a chance to talk with Mo and the Whiskey Charlie crew.
That's
So
actually
I
something we
mean,
talked about a long time ago, and I had forgotten about it. And he emailed me the day before, and I go, "Oh, crap!" That's right. I forgot.
oops, oops, oops.
Plus, now I got college sports to worry about. Tennessee's playing tonight in the Sweet 16, so everybody's going crazy over here.
Oh, that's right.
And
Oh, I'm
by the way,
sorry.
one of the few colleges that have the men's and women's basketball teams both in the Sweet 16. That's kind of cool.
Ooh, that's yeah, and
That's a big thing here. Well, I'm not used to that coming from New York. I'm not used to having that whole, sports thing going on. And
mm,
it's, the stadium's 15 minutes for me, and it's just buzzing here. Everybody on TV wears orange on game days and stuff. It's like that, just in the everyday life of everybody here.
wow, that is awesome. But I mean,
It's fun.
it's good to be part of a fan base. So yeah,
Hmm.
I enjoy, um, it's kind of the fun part of it. Is
Right, you're a Ohio State fan, right?
yeah, Ohio
Yeah.
State, right? Yeah, and Ohio State, I guess it's the Midwest, or Midwest, the Middle America, Ohio, Indiana,
Mhm.
Tennessee, Kentucky. And it
Alabama.
kind of branches out a little bit from there, but man, everyone in that area is really passionate. Indiana
Yep.
basketball is like it's like a god to them.
Kansas,
Yeah, Kansas.
Florida, Alabama, Arkansas. I mean, Texas, obviously.
Sports balls was apparently a huge thing in some places. Who would have known? Who would have known? Ah, yeah. So, woof. lot going on, lots to talk about tonight. And of course, we want to introduce and talk to people about Board Game Arena. So
Yes.
this is
Jester and I
the
talked about this.
weirdest.
Yeah. Jester mentioned it the other day on the War Room on Saturday. And I had never heard of the Board Game Arena, and apparently nobody else had either. I went on it today and I joined premium membership because Jester told me about it. I go, holy crap, this site's really cool. And so we were talking about what to do tonight. And I know I love Defenders of the Realm and we still have that game open. I said, if you just mentioned Board Game Arena, maybe we should go on there and just show people what it's all about because it would do a great service.
Hey, Jeffrey. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I've known about this site probably for a year or so, and I just never mentioned it because I thought everyone knew about it. Everyone, I mean, all my normal, I guess, board gamer guys kind of knew about it, and so I just figured everyone knew about it. And when
really, board gamer guys knew about it?
Oh yeah,
huh?
Yeah, like Higher Ground Gaming, right? I emailed him a long time ago about it. He's like, yeah, we need to get together and play sometime on it. And I'm like, yeah, we should.
Okay, but there's not that. Obviously, you looked into how many war games are on there, and there's like 4 or something.
There's actually,
oddly enough, unconditional surrenders on there.
There's actually more than it looks. If we go and just look at it, there's actually.
Well, Memoir 44 makes sense. Yeah.
Right? And you can go to War Game. There's actually a War Game tab, which surprised me because there's not that many war games, but you can separate it by war games. So there's
unconditional surrender. That's kind of weird that they would pick that GMT game over like any of the CNCs.
Right.
Or the coins.
Right. And so this is kind of my discussion on the War Room was why with this great resource, why would GMT or Compass or Decision Games not jump on this and say, we need to get our games on here, right? And then people say, oh, the GMT doesn't do that. And I say, well, that's not true because they got Space Empires on here. They have unconditional surrender on here.
Right.
And so it's like, why choose those two? And then, the next discussion was, well, maybe it costs too much. Okay. Is that the problem? But why can there literally be, if we go back to and just get rid of war games, like there's Can't Stop, Can't Stop can afford to make a module for it, but which I can't imagine is,
I can see cost being an issue because as we were talking before, this site, the games are so well supported. If you go into each of these games, not only do you get a tutorial for the game, but you get links to YouTube tutorials.
Yeah.
And I mean, just look at that page. Just for Memoir 44, you get ranked. You can play real time. You can play turn-based.
And there's like Herman said, there's links. You can actually watch people play the game.
That's the other thing, right? You can watch other people playing and just be an observer. It's great.
Right. You can just join other people's games and watch what they do. And
so if there's some game on there that you've been thinking about, you could just sit there and be a fly on the wall for some of these.
We can go here. We can learn how to play the game. Literally learn and then go to play tutorial. Boom, it's loaded up the tutorial, and now we are sitting here learning how to play the game.
Yep. It's amazingly so. Offering all that, I'm sure, is expensive. To have your game put on there, but I agree with you. There's kind of an odd choice. Like, why isn't Combat Commander on there, for example? I mean, or like I said, CNCs. The bigger GMT stuff. Any of the coin games.
Right.
It's an odd selection.
I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. Like, this is a perfect interface to get your games on the site. Now, maybe it's there's only so many resources, and maybe they only have a staff of 4 or 5 people to program, and they can't get to the GMT games. I don't know, but people are like, well, maybe GMT doesn't care, and that's true. Maybe they don't, but I'm like, why wouldn't you? Because I can't imagine they don't have I'm thinking they gotta have probably 50,000 members minimum. I think that's just my, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is there a way you can just click on that and find out?
I don't know. I just let's see. Board Game Arena. What would we call that? We would call that membership. No, that would just give us the information in the membership.
Yeah.
Amount of subscribers.
See, to me, it's a great advertising tool. I mean, I know people are afraid, like, well, I would just play Commander on here all the time. No, not really. You would.
Okay, right here, Herman. You are going to freak out when I show you what I just. This is data from 2020. I just want you to give me a ballpark figure of how many people you think are members, just not premium, just members. So these would be people that know about it and have joined the site. How many people?
I have no idea because I never heard of it. So if you told me it was 2,000, I'd be surprised.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Get your socks because you're about ready to get them all
blown off.
Got my
firmly stapled on my legs. Yes.
All right.
That means I
There
got
are
to put
more
my
than
glasses on.
5 million registered Board Game Arena members.
Get the hell out of here.
With the number of online players and communities growing by 600% during 2020. This is data from 2020, Herman. 5 million registered Board Game Arena members.
Oh, boy.
Do you feel like you're out of touch? Do you feel like you're out of touch?
Well, a lot of people are out of touch apparently because nobody that you mentioned it heard of it.
I just, that's why I never mentioned it. I'm like, everyone I thought just knew about this. And
now,
so I did a video.
I think a lot of that has to do with you got Ticket to Ride on there, which has got millions and millions of fans, right?
Right, absolutely.
You got Agricola. I mean, you got all the classics, right? Castles of Burgundy. I think I saw Puerto Rico on there. Azul. Splendor. So these are games. I mean, these are games that a war game company can only dream of, right? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of copies of these games.
There are currently 7,209 games of Ticket to Ride going on right now. Right. 7,209 games that I can go and watch right now.
Figured out that this is the best vehicle for people to play internationally, right? And Ticket to Ride's a big turn. I mean, we were at PresCon just a couple of weeks ago. They had Ticket to Ride tournaments going on. All the big games, tournaments. They're just selling out rooms full of people doing these tournaments.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it is. I am flabbergasted because I was thinking, minimum 50,000, right? Right. Then I do a search for Board Game Arena members, and it shows me 5 million, and that's been growing by 600% starting in 2020. So that's amazing. It's 2023 now, so I would think there's got to be at least 8 million people minimum.
Now I'm shocked that there's not more games on there.
Well, I mean, just think about, when people say, well, maybe GMT, maybe it's just cost prohibitive. But if you could introduce your games to 5 million people by having a module, I mean, that sounds like a lot of sales to me.
Wingspan's one of the biggest games ever, right? And you just told me about Earth is one of the biggest games ever. So you're getting a lot of draw because those big games are on there.
Right. I would say that this. Obviously, this isn't called War Game Arena, right? It's not called War Game Arena. It's called Board Game. It's designed for board games. And again, this whole disconnect people have between war games and board games, and what's a war game, what's not a war game, and that's a discussion for another day, obviously. But
what ticks me off is when people call any game that's not a war game, they call a Euro game, and I'm like, hold on, time out.
There's a big difference between Euro and war games.
Euro game is a very distinctive set, right? I mean, a lane. War games a lane. Ameritrash is a lane. Dungeon crawls are. Not everything that's not a war game is a Euro game.
Right. Absolutely.
I will attest to that because I don't really like playing Euro games that much.
No, and I find that interesting because we've talked a bunch of times about, looking, playing lots of different things as opposed to just focusing on certain things. So I figured, Euro games have a lot of those interconnecting mechanism things.
I know, but I'll just tell you in one flat, I'm a theme guy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Everything I do, even in my war games, it's thematic. It can't be a generic war game. It's got to drip the history and it's got to drip the feel of whatever it is I'm doing. And like you said, Euro games are more about the mechanisms of how all this interrelates, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why I kind of like certain deck building games and certain dungeon crawls, because they do combine that. They got the engine thing going, but they also keep it nice and thematic too, right? A good dungeon crawl, you're sweating because you think you're down there with these monsters or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
I get it.
Absolutely. And a game that can get you into it makes you want to play it. And that is obviously a good game, because how many games do we get and we put on our shelf and we never even get it off the shelf, right? So a game that gets itself off the shelf and gets you to play it because of its theme is a good game. Automatically a good game.
It can't have a big barrier to entry either. Like we were talking the other day on Mo's channel, I had that big batch of Massive Darkness 2, which looked great. I gave it 2 tries to get it started, and I couldn't do it because the barrier was too great. It was too much stuff, too many rules, too many things going on. And I mean, you have a little bit more time. I don't have that much time. So when I'm looking for a game, I want something that I can get, set up, play it for a half an hour, enjoy it, maybe set it up later again. This thing was just too much, and I ended up selling it off. So, for me personally, it's got to have an accessibility to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's, obviously it's the day and age we live in, Herman. We all know this, right? We would love to do X, Y, and Z, but to be honest, there's never time for Y and Z. We can only get X done. So if we can't get to Y and Z, there's no sense in having Y and Z around.
Right.
So I am now, I'm kind of limiting what I purchase based upon, am I actually going to play this game, or is this just something I think I need and I don't? And I've done this now for the last 2 or 3 times I've ordered stuff. I actually put everything in my cart and I close the browser and I look at it the next day. And it's so funny because I literally go,
Yep.
I don't really need this. No. And I don't really need this. And then I'll close my browser and I'll wait a day or two and I'll come back. And I've literally gotten rid of everything in my my shopping cart. Within a week of like, oh, I need all this stuff. And then no, I don't because it's not.
Yeah. It's very similar. You and I both bought Ashes Reborn, and it's very easy. There's all these little extra heroes that you can buy. I mean, there's a dozen of them, and it's very easy to just sit there and go, well, I'll take them all, right? I haven't even played the game yet, but you first have to play them all, right? I was able to control myself and say, all right, wait, let me play the damn thing first before I go ordering all this crap.
Right.
So I have an actual, so you can see, if that's my game collection right there. It's in that whole cabinet there. And it's actually an interesting exercise in self-control. Like, what if I can't fit it in there? The first thing I ask myself, am I anxious about, do I want to play this game? And if it sits up there long enough and I don't sit here and go, yeah, I really want to play that game, or I look for excuses not to play that game, then I just sell it.
Right.
I want to play everything I have.
Right. Yeah.
And
absolutely. Having a game called to you and say, play me,
right,
is critical. I don't know how many times I can sit here and I look at my shelves and I go, I really don't want to play anything that I see. And that is a problem.
If you're staring at that shelf and you go and you look and you make an excuse not to play that game, that's probably time to get rid of it. Probably time to sell it.
Well, I've actually got several things ready to go. I'm selling. I
And
posted some games there on
and you know
on the
what? I
channel.
give you a lot of credit because you do buy a lot of games, obviously, but I don't know how the hell you do it, but you put out like 3 or 4 videos of games you just bought a day or 2 ago, and you got the rules down and the whole freaking thing. I don't know how the hell you do it. You got some brain in that noggin of yours.
I guess I got a little bit of talent. I guess it's just learning new games. I literally was when we were texting back and forth, I was
Mhm.
learning how to play Earth because I know that's going to be the next big game, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, that could be something Herman might want to play, so I better learn how to play it. And like literally within an hour, I have the game down now.
That's great. Hey, look, more power to you, man. I'm glad you can do
Oh,
that.
this is the trick. There isn't that many different rules and mechanics in games, to be
Correct.
honest. Like,
Right.
especially when you're talking about war games, right? You have line of sight, you have movement, you have
Right.
attack, you have, what happens when the unit takes
Yep.
damage? Does it flip over? Do
Well,
you
you're talking about
post
classic
it?
war games, yes. I would put deck builders in that category too, because most deck builders, if I'm getting a deck
Very
builder, I
similar,
already know
right?
75% of how to play it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm picking up a new game, as you know, Dale of Merchants, which I had
Mhm.
told you about. And
Yep.
it's basically you're like, how do you learn all these? And I'm like, it's a deck builder game. It's
That's right.
literally you take the little factions, you shuffle them together, and it's deck building, and that's
Right.
all it is. I mean, there's a few new mechanics. Once you know those new mechanics, you're in. You're in like Flynn.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
each one, I mean, a good deck builder has 75% of that, and then
right.
it's got another, 25% of their cool twists that they put on the
Right.
mechanic, and
I
some
mean,
of
you
them are
can a
really
lot of
beyond
times
hidden.
like these little tokens, right?
Right.
These are tokens probably to keep track of how many resources I have. I had figured that out by the time I had stickered them. Like, oh, that's not that difficult.
Right.
Um, and then a lot of games come with nice quick start guide. Oh, I can just read through the sequence of play. It does take some understanding of and a lot of variability when you start playing lots of games. Oh, it's a worker placement game, or
Mhm.
oh, this is an area control game, or oh, this is a deck building game. They're all kind of classified into different things. So
Right.
you
Yep.
can kind of learn from the other ones that are in that same class.
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
Terracotta Army, right there. It is basically a worker placement tableau builder. That's all it is. You put guys down, you build things, you put them on your tableau in different
Right.
locations. And
Mhm.
now it's just a matter of figuring out what's the rules on how all that works. That's it.
Mhm. That's good.
So, yeah. Deck building advantage. No line of sight rules. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I want to know from all you guys. How do you get all these rules? Yeah. I will tell you, surprise, surprise, Herman. My goal in January was to do 31 games in 31 days, and I
Yep.
did it.
Well,
In
good for you,
March,
man.
it is March 23rd. I have 23 games in March so far. So I am almost one for one again. So
That's awesome.
I know,
That's
but
awesome.
that's why we need to play a game tonight so I can make sure I get credit for it. So last we talked, right?
Yep.
We talked. You had a lot of things going on, and we were going
Yeah,
to play a game, and we
there's a
didn't
lot of
actually
new
even play
stuff.
the game.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
sorry, I
lot of
didn't
new
mean to.
stuff going on.
Yeah, you got a lot of new stuff coming out. You
Mhm.
got a lot of new stuff that you're
So
working
let
on.
me first say before. So those of you out there, if you're watching it now or you're going to watch it in the future, some people have been waiting for Miracle at Dunkirk to come out by Legion War Games. I mean, that thing's been out there for like 7 years or something. I have finally heard from Legion War Games. They're going to publish it. It's in production. Well, it's not in production. They hired a developer, Don Herndon, who I've spoken with, and the thing is finally rolling along seriously now. So Miracle at Dunkirk's going to come out finally.
That is
So it's
awesome.
that's an exciting project. I enjoyed working on that one. It should be an interesting game. Like I said, it's not a it's not a war game in the sense that you play as the Allies, so you're not going to defeat the German army. What you have to do is you have to evacuate the British army and some French soldiers from the beaches of Dunkirk. That's the goal. And interestingly enough, it was working on that game for so many years that got me to Plum Island Horror.
Right.
Because
Because I
while I
could
was
see some
working
of
on
the
the Dunkirk
mechanics.
game,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, why couldn't this be a horror game where you're trying to save an island and you're not going to defeat the monsters, but you're trying to save everybody else, right? So that was a direct correlation there. So yeah. And by the way, speaking of Plum Island Horror, you might be finding this interesting. Others might too. So, when we were talking on when you were on Mo's show on Tuesday, was it right?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yep. We were talking about rules, right? And it's interesting because I wrote the Plum Island Horror rules in the typical GMT case system, right? The typical war game, 1.0, 1.11, blah blah blah. And then Ken Kuhn, who you've had on the show, now he's also very experienced in other gaming, right? Like you and I are.
Yep.
So he said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to reorganize these rules into the way that Fantasy Flight does them, like Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror. So you're going to have a basic rule book, right? The learn to play book, which might be 12 pages. And this is what you need to just get through the game. This will teach you how to play the game. And then there's going to be a separate reference rule book, which is if you get to those fringe cases, it's all in the reference rule book. And that's the way Plum Island Horror has been reorganized. And there's a deep glossary, which is what it took me 3 days to work on this glossary. But
I think that is Ken's a great guy, first of all. Second of all, that is the greatest idea ever, because I think that is the way that's the way game rulebooks should be designed.
And that's why I brought it
up.
We
can get into that discussion sometime, but man, oh man, that is the perfect way to do it, especially your design game. I think
right. That's why I brought it up, because I know, with this discussion's come up before about that. Like, how do you even get people into the GMT catalog, right? Never mind if it's a war game or not. Just get them in there. And so if you can get them into the catalog via Plum Island Horror or even Space Empires or Dominant Species or Space Corp, however, now they're in there. They're a GMT customer because they like a horror game or a space game. And now they're looking at all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant. And I'm not sure how they've done the other rule books, but this might be the first rule book that they've actually done that with, because they want it to be a mainstream game.
We'll talk about that, but we have a question for you. I want to make sure I get to it because we were talking about it. Herman Jeffrey's asking, do you think Dunkirk would be out by the end of the year?
I would say yes.
Okay, we don't know for sure.
I mean, what is it now? It's middle of March. So, I mean, he's actively talking to me now. We're talking about how to produce it. We got the map done. We're talking about the components now, and Don's going to play test the game. So, I mean, it's moving along now. Finally, it's not just, one email a year type of thing. So it's going to happen.
Awesome. I am going to just show real quick over there your interview with Mo and the crew, because I know you introduced a few things over there that we can maybe even talk about. Let's see if I can find it here. Where is there? There it is. Whiskey Charlie. There we go. All right. So let me show you guys. If you're not familiar, Mo's Gaming Table, check it out. He's a great person, and he does a great job over there on his channel. Obviously, if you're not familiar, anyways, go subscribe. But you want to come down here. Here's the Whiskey Charlie, where it's the interview with you and Mark and Gimpy and Mo. And You got to talk all cool things, and you got to introduce a few things. You got to show the world and talk about it fondly, because I know as a game designer, you know, there's, the game's been in development for a year and a half, but we can't say anything about it because we haven't actually introduced it to anybody.
Right.
We haven't got images for it. We don't have, box art. We don't have counter art. You can't tell people about this until we get that done, right?
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that, because people want to see this stuff, right? And they don't want to see the playtest components. They want to see what's it going to look like, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, so a lot of people have been asking, what's the next game after Most Fearful Sacrifice, right?
Right.
So the
And
second
that,
edition.
by the way, let's stop right there. War Game of the Year. If it's not War Game of the Year, and I'm not just saying this because Herman's on the show, I've been saying this offline. I've been saying it on our Facebook page. War Game of the Year has got to be A Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate saying that.
It is so well received. It is so popular. It's already got a second copy coming, or second
edition,
print through, right? Yeah.
Yep. Well, thank you for saying that. I don't know if I can compete with the likes of David Thompson and the rest of the guys, but we'll make our best effort at it. So people ask, well, what's the next game? And as I mentioned on the other show, but we've decided it's going to be Chickamauga, and that makes people very happy. And exclusively here on Jester's show.
Wait a minute, stop, everyone. Here we go. What do you got for us, baby? What do you got?
So Mark and I talk about this. So this is an interesting point of discussion, maybe one of these days for a war room discussion. But to me, box art is very important.
Absolutely.
I know it sounds superficial, and I know it sounds like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's, don't judge a book by its cover. I don't care what you say. If your game doesn't have an immersive cover, people are going to pass it by on the shelf or on the website or whatever. It's got to draw your eye. That's the whole key, right? It's got to be something that excites you, draws your eye, draws your attention, something that is invigorating, right?
Absolutely.
So Mark and I found an image online, and we talked to the artist. We bought the rights to this painting. This is a painting, and it happens to be the same name of the game. So the game is called The Rock of Chickamauga, which people who are Civil War fans know that's George Thomas, the Union general. And Mark said it was okay to show the box cover. So here we go.
All right, we're going to. So this, you guys have actually bought this art. So this is 100%. This is what it's going to look like. Are you guys ready for this? We're going to show it to you right here. We appreciate Herman giving us the scoop on this, because here it is. Boom.
Boom. There
Lovely.
it is.
Wow. That is, oh my God, that. It's so good. It's just so good. It shows it's the second one in the series because of these covers. I mean, it is amazing.
What I like about this painting is it doesn't only feature Thomas, who's the Rock of Chickamauga, but there's all these little details in the background and the foreground, the same as the original The Most Fearful Sacrifice cover. Right. And that's what I appreciate about what Mark does. He likes the fact that, hey, we need an inspirational cover for these things.
Right.
We're asking people to spend $100 on this game. Let's make them feel like, hey, I'm getting my money's worth. Look at the damn box cover. So, and again, it's an original piece of art that we bought the rights to. So it's thank you.
Yeah, that is super. I mean, if you were to put that up and you put A Most Fearful Sacrifice side by side, anyone walking around a convention is going to say, whoa, wait, let's go look at those. That looks
right. Awesome. And that was the other thing. It's not the same artist, but it's the same style, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what you said it much better than I did. I think these two fit together like a glove, right? They complement one another. They're not the same, but they complement the same, the same hue. It's like the same. You don't have something real bright and then something real dark. because that takes away from one or the other. These two, put them side by side. I think it's awesome.
Right.
Absolutely
It has a depth to it, right? It has a I don't know how to
Yes.
explain it because I'm a texture or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it's the artwork on this, and Mark usually does this with all of his games. The box cover is not loaded with
Mhm.
screenshots and counters and extra text. And
Right.
I'm going to shove everything down your throat here as you look at my box cover.
Right.
He doesn't do that, and I love that.
Right. Like Armageddon War has a great
Yeah.
cover.
Euro games
Yeah.
are the worst for that. They want to teach you the whole game on the box cover.
That's true. That was one of my big complaint back when I designed for Victory Point games. I didn't like that they just put pictures of. Thank you, Jeffrey. I didn't like that they just put pictures of the units on the map and then a picture of the cards or something. It was just
Right.
This is
Right.
this is a little bit more inspirational.
Right. Exactly. And
So I'm glad.
I
Thank
bet you
God
this is going to be one of the tall boxes too, isn't it?
It's going to be the same boxes as the Most Fearful
Yeah.
Sacrifice. Yep.
That's
Obviously,
smart.
we have to get a new map artist, right?
Yeah, Rick
As
Barber.
everybody
Yeah,
knows, Rick passed.
unfortunately.
So we got Jose Fowler to do it, the guy who did the counter art. So, and he's very good. He's very good. And I don't expect him, by the way, I don't expect him to copy Rick's style. I expect Jose to have his own style.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. It's really good. I loved it when you sent it to me, and I was like, and you gave me the okay that we're gonna talk about it, because I know about 3 things about the Civil War, and one of them is Chickamauga. That's like, for some reason, that was like the one game that I had bought 20 years ago was
Really?
Chickamauga.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So I played a little bit with Chickamauga. It was an Avalanche Press game called.
Oh, Chattanooga and Chickamauga.
Thank you.
Yes,
There you
I
go.
had that game. Yes.
Yes. And I thought it was cool because it had the normal square ones, but then it had the long counters.
It had the
Like,
rectangular,
cool.
it almost looked like a stand of miniatures. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And the other weird thing about that game system, you had to fit them in the areas, right? There weren't hexes or squares. It was just with these weird, irregular looking areas.
Yes. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to.
Well, and the other good thing is, like other people have suggested Antietam, and I also enjoyed, but Chickamauga, I live 2 hours from Chickamauga, so I can go down to the battlefield whenever I feel like it. So it's great.
You know what I'm going to try to do
Hey,
with
Richard.
you, Herman, is I'm going to try and schedule a weekend or something, and I'll drive up and you drive over, and we'll go to the battlefield and we'll check it out, and we can do a.
Yeah, how far? Let's see. That's for you. That would be.
It's about 12 hours, I think.
Oh, is it that much? Really?
My mom lives up there, so I think it was 12 hours from her house.
Well, but Chickamauga is south. It's 2 hours south of us. It's in northern Georgia.
Oh, well, see, that's even better for me. So yeah,
that's even better for you. You might make it in 7 or something. Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to hang out with you on the battlefield. Take your little box, right, and walk around with our box and say, "Look at what's coming out."
Yes, and I can buy you dinner so you stop giving me crap.
Well, that is awesome. Again, I didn't mean to get rid of it. I just there it is. It is awesome. I think it's going to complement A Most Fearful Sacrifice, and these two are going to look awesome side by side. And I can't wait for it, to be honest.
Thanks. I'm working on the scenarios now. I have Dave Powell's Maps of Chickamauga book, and we're working through it. Should be very interesting. It's an interesting battle. It's a lot of weird stuff that happens.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it other than the little that I learned.
The great thing about the Civil War is that you keep running into these characters that from other things, right? So the first battle on the first day, well, it's 3 days, right? But the first day is kind of just a cavalry action. But the battery commander for the Union is Eli Lilly. And if anybody knows, Eli Lilly is a big cosmetics pharmaceutical firm now. It's gigantic.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when I had my regular job doing freight forwarding, one of our clients was Eli Lilly, and he was a battery commander at Chickamauga.
Wow. Oh my God. That is so
Yeah.
funny. That is so fun. I'm glad you brought this up because and I don't know if we talked about this or not, but I always find it so fascinating. You watch these documentaries and you learn the history of these battles, and there's always these little things that
Yep.
cause the outcome of thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives. The one ship or the one airplane on the carrier at Midway, the Japanese spy
Mhm.
plane, that didn't go out because it was having mechanical difficulties. Then it was
Mhm.
2 hours delayed, and then it was finally came out. Then they said that they saw the task force if it would have been sent out at the normal time. I mean, just do things like that. It's just
I find
crazy.
that, see, that's interesting you say that, because that's the most fascinating thing to me about military history, and why I
Yes,
even designed Blind Swords is because when you start reading that kind of stuff, you realize that it's these random, chaotic little things that
exactly.
change an
Exactly.
entire
Right.
narrative for a battle.
Right. Exactly.
It's
And
amazing.
I know there's a lot of people that hate random events in their games. But to be honest, because of this, I love random. You got to have these random events in your game that's going to change the outcome because
It,
it happens all
right.
the time when you look at the
If you're
regular
doing a
battle.
simulation of a historical event, you have to have it because that's what happened.
Right, exactly. And I'm sure there's 25 things. The one guy had diarrhea and
Yep.
couldn't do his duty until like later
Napoleon
because
was sick at Waterloo.
there you
He
go.
had
Right, exactly.
hemorrhoids.
Right.
I mean,
Right, exactly. Right.
what? I mean, right?
How do you put that on a counter, right?
Exactly.
Uh,
And it's interesting because a lot of the things you hear about, let's say, Most Fearful Sacrifice or Blind Swords is, well, I get very frustrated because I can't move my units when I want to. All you have to do is read about the first day at Chickamauga, and you go, oh, all right, I understand now. They're,
exactly.
the
Exactly.
Confederates outnumbered the Union. Had a Union division totally isolated, and neither Confederate general did anything,
Right.
even though they were told to. For
Right.
whatever reason,
Right.
they just stood
Right.
there and they
Right.
let how do you do that in a war game? This is why I did what I did, because this is what happens during these
Exactly.
battles.
Exactly. Or I forget which battle it was, but it was I think it was a British officer sent his little runner to make the most important, go tell this commander
Right.
not to do the attack. And the guy goes and leaves and then stops at a cafe and has a
Yep.
donut and coffee for
I
two
know.
hours. And then, are you kidding me?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that happened. That exact thing happened at Chickamauga, where Bragg sent out a courier to go find, oh God, I forget now offhand which commander it was, but he never found the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he never got the orders to attack.
Unbelievable. And it
I
changed
know.
the course of history. It literally changed the course of history because of these
Oh,
random
absolutely,
events.
absolutely.
Oh my God.
All these little quirky things. Yep.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Woo! Oh, you got us all worked up again, Herman. Wow.
I know. We always get into these side things, you know.
Yeah, Hitler not listening to Rommel while fortifying Normandy. I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind
I
of a
mean, really, and that's interesting you say that, Phoenix Knight. If you really read World War II, the number of times that Germany could have won World War II is frightening.
right, right,
Frightening.
absolutely. Yeah, it's
Or how
yeah,
about World War One? The Germans are about to take Paris, and they decide that they're going to try to trap the French army, so they steer away from it. They end up at the Battle of the Marne, where they get beat, and then that sets up the trenches for 4 years.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, if they
Right.
had driven on
If they
Paris,
right, if they would have driven on Dunkirk. Speaking of
right.
Dunkirk, right? If they would
Well,
have instead of taking a rest and giving them
oh,
3 days to
that's cool that you say that, because one of the stories in the game is that they're ready to. I mean, they're going to decimate the British army, right? And then
right,
Goering says, "Don't worry about it. The Luftwaffe will destroy the British. You take your panzers and do something else, and whatever." Well, he never does that. So,
Right. Right.
I mean, they had the British totally captured, crushed. I mean, the British
Destroyed.
Army would have been destroyed. They would not even be able to defend the British Isles, for God's sake. Maybe that wouldn't have changed the war in the longer term, right? But still, in that particular part of it, you're looking at that's a gimme, right? That's basically a gimme for the Germans there.
Right. Right.
They
Absolutely.
were at the gates of Moscow. I mean, it's,
Right. Right. Do we go to the oil fields or do we go to Stalingrad? I mean, just the decisions, and like I said, there's decisions, and then there's also just random luck, right?
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think of
what, like the War of
Patton, right?
1812,
He
where a
died because
tornado hit the
the
British
Jeep,
troops in
the Jeep he was
Washington?
in got a flat tire and turned left in front of another car that was coming, and Patton was killed instantly, right?
Mhm.
So if that would have happened in 1944 instead of
Right.
1945, who
How
knows
about the
what would
beginning
happen?
of World War One?
Right, right.
The most,
The princess got shots, right? If you go back to the history of the guy that got shot, right?
yeah,
The guy that shot him was in the wrong location, right?
he was in the wrong location. The Franz Ferdinand actually, was it Joseph? Wait, now I can't forget. Wait, Archduke Ferdinand actually went and visited the guys who got injured in the first attempt, and then left.
Right,
And then took a wrong
right.
turn, and that guy
That's
happened
it.
to be standing
And the
right
guy
there.
happened to be standing there. Is like, oh, here he comes right now.
They know.
He was checking his phone. He's like, damn, the GPS says it's here
I know.
somewhere.
Oh my God. I mean, stuff like that is just fascinating. It really is.
Exactly. And that's why when people have a cow, oh, I can't believe there's random events in this. And there's we're simulating
Well,
2 minutes of time and blah 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 blah. I don't ever have a problem with that because I'm like,
right.
it's
Well, because
new thinking.
it's like, are you playing a game? So now a game is it a game of chess? Is it a game of, where we have equal checkers, right? Where we have an equal
Right.
opportunity to beat each other, or are we simulating a historical event?
Right. Right. Exactly. And there's a difference between simulations and games.
Yes.
Yeah.
I certainly think so. I mean,
I agree with that. I mean, I think
and not to go down this rabbit hole again, but we've talked about this many times. The first time you roll a die or move a unit, you're playing a fantasy game. So even
right.
like with historical war games, all the designer can do is just give you the conditions that existed at the time. And then it's up to you to do whatever you're going to do. But I can't script for you what's going to happen, because what's the point of playing the game then?
Right. I mean, it's not really a game at that point, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, this unit attacks this unit, who instantly defeats unit B.
Exactly.
I'm not playing. I'm just physically just moving counters.
You're not replaying the battle. You're just, here are the circumstances. Now you do whatever you got to do, and you're creating your own battle at Gettysburg or Waterloo or whatever.
Right. Guys, we are going to get started on the game here a little bit, but before we jump into that, if you guys have any questions for Herman, why we got him, I know we only get him a little bit of time. So if you guys have
I've been on everywhere. God, probably sick of seeing me.
I doubt that. So if anybody has any questions about his games that are coming out or anything, let me know in the chat and we'll get to them before we get involved in our game. Here we go. William, thanks for coming by. How will Chickamauga game model the first overconfidence and then the disarray of General Rosecrans?
Well, the overconfidence, I guess you're talking about the fact that he wanted to encircle brag. So what we do is we break down the battle into scenarios. So you can take each individual scenario, the circumstances at that time, and you can model that there. Like, who's, for example, it's hard to model the fact that an entire Union division just left a hole that nobody knew was there, right?
Right.
And so you can't force a player to do that. All you can do is set up the circumstances where maybe the Confederate player can make it happen. in that particular scenario. But otherwise, it has a lot to do with, how you rate the commanders, of course, and how you set up the event. Used to be event chits and blind swords. Now it's event cards. But how you set up those event cards where you can kind of model. Now, Chickamauga, the interesting thing with Chickamauga is that there was a drought at the time. So every time units marched, they created this dust. And the dust settled across the whole battlefield, and it was held in by the trees.
Right.
So now you have this whole kind of fog thing going on, right?
Right.
And I remember listening to one of the rangers there, and he said it was a literal march to the sound of the guns because they didn't really know what was going on. They could only hear what was going on.
Right. Isn't this one? Don't they call this the Battle in the Clouds because of all the?
Well, that was at Lookout Mountain.
Oh, that was Lookout Mountain. Okay.
They did call this, what they call this is the soldiers' battle, right? In other words, the commanders had very little to do with it, which I think is what he's referring to. The commanders had very little to do with it. It was more on instinct and localized control. So the way we do it in the Black Swan system is how you introduce the command cards, right, and how you introduce the event cards. So players may have limited control over what they can do. A lot of times, units are going to do things on their own.
When do you think, maybe you do know or maybe you don't know, when do you think this goes to production? And will there be a dual pack, Chickamauga and A Most Fearful Sacrifice, where you can order both at the same time?
So the plan right now is to kickstart it either in December or January.
Okay.
Whether there'll be a dual pack, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We just did the second edition, so I guess it depends on do people want
availability and need. Yeah. But keep that in the back of your mind, right? Dual pack. I think that would be a good idea.
Right. Anything's possible.
Right. Okay. Any other questions for Herman? Before we get, because when we get involved in our game, I need to keep Herman focused because Herman.
Because it's a cooperative game, and if I don't pay attention, then we're going to lose badly.
No, we will not lose another one, Herman. We're going to win this, although this is one of the hardest games, I think, to win.
So the game we picked, by the way, I'm familiar with the desert one. We're playing the Forbidden Island one, which is the sinking island one.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm generally aware of it.
It's
and I looked at the tutorial. So I think I can handle it.
Very similar, but you're instead of you're keeping things from sinking, right?
Right.
So it should be fun.
The reason we're doing this, by the way, is not necessarily for the game itself, but just to show
off
what board
a little
game
bit of board game arena.
Because to be honest with you, I'd never heard of this until Jester mentioned it, and now that I went in there, I'm like, holy crap, this thing's really cool.
There is a lot of really good resources. There is just a ton of different games. Now, I should mention for everyone out there, you can join for free. You can play some of the free games, and you can register, have friends, and join people, and do all the things with your free account. If you want the premium membership, the premium membership costs $30 one-time fee, or you can pay $5 a month. So you can sign up premium $5, see if you like it for a month, or you can just jump all in $30, and you're literally I don't even know how many
$30 a year.
Yeah, I don't know how many different. Let's do this. How many different games are on Board Game Arena? Games are on Board Game Arena, and that is a popular question because it just popped right up.
Yep.
There are 590.
Wow.
And more than 9. Oh, it's been updated, Herman. It's been
9
updated.
Million? 9 million?
more than 9 million opponents to challenge on 590 famous board games.
That's amazing.
So there you go. If you want to join, $30 will get you 590
Oh, I
games.
wonder how that compares to the others, TTS and Vassal, and well, I know, but it can't be 9 million.
I don't.
It can't be anywhere close to that.
Board gaming, as you know, is exploding with the last, with COVID and staying home. And what are we going to do while we're staying home, right? We're going to play games, right? You either play games on the computer or you get a board game and you play your board game. And I think this is the biggest year in Essence history, right? Was last in 2022. I think they had over 590,000 people attend Essen this year. Wow. I think somebody reported. It is obviously it's the biggest and hugest event in board gaming. But I mean, I think we were guessing 50,000. And it turns out there's 9 million, Herman.
We are so out of touch. That's not even conceivable to me.
We are so out of touch. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, Jeffrey. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming up. All right. So, we just, I thought it would be cool because we mentioned it. We talked about it. And Herman thought it would be a great idea to kind of say, hey, if we're going to play something, let's play something in Board Game Arena and just show people what there is. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We are actually, I just set it up.
You gonna send me another invite?
Yeah, I'll send you another invite. So, Forbidden. And so you can just start typing and it'll just start narrowing down your choices. There it is. You can obviously click on the learn button. There's videos to go and learn. You can actually click here and download the rules instantaneously. Like, oh, I wonder if I can. Oh, look at there's the rules and how to play. And there's the links on, how many players, how long it plays. You can. They actually have links to the Board Game Geek website for it, and the Forbidden Island teaser. There's it looks like achievements you can get. There shows you the forums with questions or people that post. And of course, to learn again, just to show you guys, we can just go in there, click on play tutorial, and we are literally learning how to play the game. You just read it and say, oh, in this game you are an island and you have to capture 4 treasures: earth, wind, fire, and ocean. Then leave the island before it sinks. It's a cooperative game. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so oops, there we go.
Yeah, it's really well supported. My God.
Games. Oh, I gotta. All right, I will send an invite. I can click on her.
It's also very easy to use.
Yep, and there's Herman's already connected. And waiting to join. Okay. So there is normal difficulty, novice, elite, and legendary. Herman, what do you think?
Wait, go to game, right? Am I in? Uh-oh.
Still says waiting for players to join, but
play ID gesture was out of time or quit this game. Oh, this is because we started something before, so I got to
probably. Probably. Oh, I got XP. I need the XP. There you are. You're in. All right. So difficulties: normal, novice, normal, elite, or legendary. I would say, you know what? We're gonna go with novice. We're gonna be wimpy tonight. Good. And the maps. Oh my God! Look at all the maps, Herman. There's all kinds of maps we can choose. Forbidden Island, Treasure Island, Island of Shadows, Volcano Island, Island of Death, Bay of Gulls. Wow. We'll just stick with the normal one. We're not going to get crazy tonight. This is just a show. Let's start her up.
Accept.
Start.
Woo. Are we in? We're in.
Yep. For some reason, it kicks me like back to the main screen. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or whatever. All right, so Herminator gets to
Wait,
go.
I got to leave for
first.
30 seconds. Hold on a second, all right? Well,
Sure.
or you talk to everybody.
I'll talk to everybody. Hey, how's everybody doing? Good to see you guys. Thanks everyone for coming out in late notice. It's good to see you guys and get your questions and your comments. We love to see that. So thanks to everybody. Again, if you're not familiar with Board Game Arena, $30 for the premium account. You can do everything, most everything for free. I would say of their 590 games, probably 300 are premium now. So, of course, all the popular ones and all the big name ones, and probably the ones you're going to want to play. So, and even though it is free, I'm going to tell you it's not free. It's going to cost you $30 to join because you're going to want to play the games. And for $30 or $5 a month, and even if you don't want to commit, right, you can do $5 a month and decide, each month if you want to continue on. But I mean, if we didn't already start a game, I could go in and show you guys, like, you can do search, right? So theme, we can look at fantasy themes, and it brings up all the fantasy games. There's Abyss. Oh my God, I've been wanting to learn. Seriously, I'm not just saying this. I've been wanting to learn Abyss. I didn't even know they had this. It is, me and Herman were just giggling all day because I was like telling him about the site and texting him back and forth, and then I was like, oh, click on this button, and he clicks on the button. I'm like, oh my God, there's such and such a game. I didn't even know they had the game, and I'm like, I didn't know either. They had Abyss. That would have been a great game.
Are you talking about my shock and surprise?
Yes. So we were just going through
It is amazing how much stuff they do have on there once you start digging in there.
590 games, Herman. 9 million people. I can't believe they have Abyss, and I'm not just saying this because we talked about this, but I've been wanting to learn to play Abyss. In fact, I've had it in my shopping cart a couple times, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Now
they actually have Blood Rage on there too, which is kind of weird that that's the only CMON game they have, huh?
Which one?
Blood Rage.
Oh, really? Yes, it is. Look at that. Is it the only one they have?
I think so. That's the only one I noticed.
So let's click on CMON. Oh, it takes us to the CMON website. Well, that's interesting. Oh. Let's see if I can do a search for CMON.
People have used it as a name.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, it's because it's come on, man. Yeah, I got it. All right. Anywho's, back into our game here. Where are we? Here we are.
Oh. So
we should probably do something in the game. All right, so you got three actions you can take. So who is your character, by the way?
I don't know.
You are the messenger.
I am the messenger, and there should be a card somewhere.
Yep,
there it is.
Down. Yep. So you.
Let's see. How do we do this? You just hold it over there. Give treasure cards to a player anywhere on the island or for one action per card. Okay.
Oh, so you can give us any card from anywhere. You don't have to be in the same spot. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Give treasure cards to a player anywhere on the island for one action per card. Yes. Okay. My guy is the explorer. I can move and I can shore up diagonally, which normally you can only do it up, down, left, and right. I can do it diagonally.
Right.
So I'm the guy that's going to try and keep the island together, I guess.
So I'm a Silver Gate. Okay. So the way this game works is, so what I can do is I can do shore up, which means, so I can hit shore up this card.
Nice.
Right. And that turns it back. So that's basically stopping the floodwaters.
Right.
And then I wouldn't want to move. You may take two actions. Move. Okay. Let's see. How do I do move? I just click on this, right?
Click on where you're moving to. Yep.
All right. There you go.
Nice.
And then I can shore up Fool's. Oh, we have to shore up Fool's Landing. So
if we want to get off, yes.
It's really important in this game. Okay. That's it.
All
So
right.
the helicopter is really important in this game. If you lose the helicopter, you lose.
Well, you can't leave the island without the helicopter.
Right, and you got to leave the island, right?
The only way to win, yeah.
And there's a track on the right side here. I don't know if Jester explained this to you or not, but it's the flood level. How many cards we got to draw?
Right.
Oh, so now I have to hit draw. So this is the other cool thing about this system is that everything's prompted. So you don't have to just know that you do it. It tells you that you have to do it. So draw 2 flood cards. So Howling Garden and the Lost Lagoon are flooded now. So they flip over. That's on the bottom left, and the tile I was in. That's nice.
Yep. And so this is a very pandemic-like. If you're familiar with pandemic,
yes, you're right. It's exactly like pandemic.
Right, where the island is sinking, parts of the island, and if they sink again, they're gone for good.
Right.
So
if they're
we're
blued
trying
out,
to prevent them from sinking.
Right.
And
if they're blued out, that means they're starting to sink, and you can save them. But if they get picked again, then they disappear.
And so what we have to do is there are 4 treasures, which are the Whispering Garden, the Cave of Shadows, the Temple of the Moon, and the Cave of Embers. We have to take all of these specials. Once we have 4 cards that match that symbol, we have to take 4 cards over there. We can get the treasure, and then you got to run the treasure over to the island, or the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Once we have all 4 treasures, we can get off the island. All right, so I'm going to shore up this location. I'm going to shore up this location. Unfortunately, Herman, I can't get to any of the other ones. What else can we do?
Wait, if you move to Tidal Palace, can you... I forgot how the treasure thing works. So when do you draw a card?
You draw a card at your turn. You draw 2 cards.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, that's where you can turn them in, right?
Right. So yeah, if you had 4 win cards, you could, if you were standing on the win thing, you could grab that treasure.
Right. Okay.
I guess I should just try and stay here kind of in the middle-ish. I don't have any special cards. You have a couple special cards, actually.
Yeah, I got a helicopter and the sandbags. Now, the sandbags, what they let you do is they let you shore up any tile as opposed to the tiles adjacent to you.
Right, and it's anytime, so it doesn't even. It can not even be your turn, and you should be able to do it.
Move 1 or more pawns on the same tile to any other tile, or lift your team off Fool's Landing for the win. Right.
All right. So I drew treasure cards. So I grabbed 2. I have 2 oceans, I have 1 earth, and I have 1 wind.
Mm-hmm.
And we can exchange cards. You can give me a card because of your special power. I can't give you one unless I'm standing in your location.
Right.
So we need, and you can only hold 5 cards maximum. So we're going to start drawing down here. So now I got to draw 2 floods. And 2
that whole side over there is a
that
mess.
left area. I'm headed there, Herman. I'm headed there.
All right. Crap. So if I shore up this tile I'm on. Okay. Let's see. I'll shore up this one. I don't see any reason to move anywhere, do you?
No. Let's see. What is this? The helicopters. Move 1 or more pawns. Yeah, you should use that as a emergency to get off the island, I think.
Yeah, I'll just shore up this one.
Yeah.
It'll give us something.
Okay.
Well, in turn, drawing treasure cards. What do I get? I got a wind and an earth. So I got 2 of each.
Yep. So now it's time to.
I got to get rid of cards.
Now, yep. So what you might want to do is just use the sandbags. Because it does not count as an action.
Right. I could. I don't see anything in particular. Want to use it on the Misty Marsh?
I would say the Lost Legion down to the south because it's the farthest away.
Lost Lagoon? Okay.
No. Sorry, Lost Lagoon,
Right.
yes. Yeah.
Would you like to play the special card? Play. And I pick that. Okay. Oh, that's how that works.
So that way
Wow,
you don't have
very
to discard
intuitive.
a card. Yeah.
Yeah, very intuitive.
Yes, pretty good.
All right. Dunes and Observatory go under. Or start going under.
Bummer. Let's see. What do you have? You have.
I got 2 and 2. You got 1, 1, and 2. We have like a perfect spread.
Here's what I'm going to do. Where are you?
I'm on Howling Garden.
If I go to you, I could give you a Earth, and you could give me your 2 wind.
Okay.
That way you'll have 3 of them.
Oh, 3 and 3. Yep, that's a good idea. I like that.
You like that? Okay.
Yep.
So I will move there. I wonder if
you have to be in the same spot, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah. Give card. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is it
So
giving
I
you the
can't
give
take
option?
cards. I can only give cards.
Oh, you
I
can,
will give
okay.
you,
So then I can.
Which one do you want?
I can use my special power and give him back to yours.
Oh, you know what? You're probably gonna have to. Maybe not. Let's see. So you want the Earth or do you want the wind? Does it matter?
Don't care. I don't care.
I'll give you Earth.
All right.
All right. You must select.
Oh, I got discard right away.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's all right. That's all right. Just get rid of whatever a wind.
yeah, but you wanted the wind.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Because you have to get rid of something. So. Oh, and look, I drew
nice.
another chalice. So
we got 3 chalices, 3 earth, and technically 3 wind. But even if I give it to you, you have to get rid of a chalice, then, don't you?
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll wait and just see what you draw. We'll wait until we'll see what you draw. Because if you draw a chalice, that can mean 4 chalices.
Right.
So that might be worth waiting on. So let's draw the first one. Oh, that's a city up there. Ugh. Okay.
That's not convenient.
No, of course it's all these ones way away from us. Why would it be like the ones right next to us? Ugh. Well, we don't have to worry about any of these until they shuffle. Right? Until they get shuffled back in. Right now, they're all...
So that's why it's pandemic-like, because they're going to take those cards and shuffle them on the top.
Right, which is...
all right. So if I give you a
Fool's
card...
Landing here, it's actually got a red border on it to show you you can't let this one or you lose the game.
Coral Place?
No, the Fool's Landing.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to lose that, but that's not under right now.
That's what I was just saying. It has a red border on it that says, I think it simulates, if you lose this, I think you lose the game. So we can't let that one fall.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was. Oh, no, I think the red border means that's just the places I can affect. Isn't it?
Oh, is it? No, that's okay. Maybe. Oh, maybe that's what that is. Oh, I got it. Okay,
all right, so I can't give you a card because as soon as I give you a card, you have to get rid of one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's okay. Go ahead, because I'll get rid of the chalice. So I'll just take 3 of the...
It depends where you're standing. So you're standing on the lion.
So, yeah, if I got another lion, that would be great. So, yeah, give me your lion.
So if I do play special, you must select a special card. All right, this one. Uh-oh. You must select a special card. Okay, I'm selecting my messenger. And it's not letting me do that.
Select the lion.
Cancel. Give card. Lion. Okay.
Yep. All right, and then I will get rid of this.
All right.
Discard. There you go. All right, we're good. We're good.
All right, we're good. I have to head towards, what is this thing? Earth.
Where is Earth?
Temple of the Moon is the, and Temple of the Sun. There's only 2 of them, huh? All right. So I will shore up this card because losing that would be a problem. And then I will just move there.
Okay. Yeah, because I can move diagonally and shore.
Oh, I got 4 Whoozy dinghies.
Oh, there you go.
4 Earth. All right. So I got to head towards the Earth and cash them in. All right. We're cooking with gas now. Oh, do I have to? Oh, I have to discard.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Oh, I can't give you the 4th.
Right.
I can't get rid of the helicopter lift, right?
That's all right. Yeah, just get rid of the line. Get rid of the line.
All right.
Hate to do it, but we got to do what we got to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because we need the helicopter lift, right? All right, draw 2 flood.
Yeah, I mean, you normally don't want to ever get rid of these special cards. So.
When does this shuffle the top deck? When it runs out?
I'm not 100%.
Well, I guess we'll find out. It's got a little 8 next to it over here.
We're novice difficulty, so this says the water level, right? Because normally I think you start at normal, you start up here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting down there. Does it tell us? Anyways, I'm going to move. Oh, don't right click. Move, and then I will shore up this.
Oh, you can move diagonally?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
And I can also shore up diagonally too.
Nice.
All right, and no actions, right? Draw treasure. Oh, I got a helicopter lift. Oh, and I got another chalice. Unbelievable. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Oh no.
What does this move 1 or more pawns on the same tile to any other tile? Or
team.
So I can move you anywhere.
Yeah, but one of us need to have this to win the game, right?
On the same tile. Oh, you got to be with me. Is that what? Oh, that's a bummer.
How many helicopter lifts are there? Is there only 2 of you?
I am going to get rid of it. And I'm going to get rid of eeny, meeny, miny, mo, whichever one I choose will be the wrong one. What do you think, Herman?
Well, you should get, boy, it doesn't matter because you're next to both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so it doesn't matter.
So I will get rid of the chalice. We're going to stick with getting rid of chalices.
Well, we need all 4, don't we?
Eventually, yes.
Okay.
Let's draw our floods and see what comes out. West Tower and the Cave of Shadows.
Oh, we don't have any of those, do we? We don't have any fires.
Nah, we'll get to them sooner or later. And it's your turn, sir.
Okay. What's with the
Hoosier thingies are great. It's to keep the game moving so people don't just sit there and.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't know that we're buddies and we don't care how long it takes. Oh, I bet you there was probably like a little button.
I get it. No, I get it. Okay. Capture treasure. Boom.
Lovely.
Uh-oh. I got a Water's Rise. So that gets played immediately?
Well, it gets played at the end of your turn when you're going to flip over 2. We just hope
Move
it's
the
not
water
the 2.
up 1, shuffle the flood. Oh, that's when it gets shuffled. Okay.
Yeah.
When you draw this card. All right.
So everything that was out is in danger now.
Did get a sandbags though. That's nice.
Yes.
Oh, I got to draw. Yeah.
Right.
Iron Gate. Why'd the first one come off? Oh, this thing sunk.
It
Oh,
sunk.
the observatory's gone.
Which was the territory?
It's on the fourth row on the right there. It's an empty spot
Oh,
now.
it's the observatory. Okay.
Yeah.
If you hover over
it,
it'll show
tells
you
which
what
is
was
a very
there.
nice feature, by the way.
Right. So we can see because we don't really care about the observatory, right?
No,
it doesn't get us anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It doesn't have any specials or anything. What we
Does
want to
not.
make sure is we don't lose any green.
No, I see already what's going on in this game is you have to make sure you don't lose a tile that has the treasure that you need.
Right.
Or the last one of the treasure. We haven't picked any fires yet.
I'm going to try and keep all the good stuff. Let's move here. All right.
Okay.
And return. Drawing treasures.
Oh
no, another water rises. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, we're up to 3 cards.
Oh, I got my 4. No, I don't. I have a fire. Is that a fire? It is a fire.
That's a fire. You got 1 fire. Yep.
Yeah. All right. I got to discard. I'm going to discard fire. And chalice. Oh, no, I'm okay. I don't, just the fire. Draw. Oh, we got to do 3 floods now, Herman, because we're in the 3 zone.
3 floods. Oh. We lost 3 spots.
Lost a red.
Yep. We lost the Iron Gate and the Cave of Shadows.
Yep.
So if you lose the last card that has that treasure on it, you're going to lose the game, right?
Correct.
All
well,
right.
if we don't have the treasure. Now you got the which one did you grab? You grabbed.
Yeah, I got the so we can let those go unless that cuts us off from something.
Right. Or because like if the Temple of the Moon and the Crimson Forest go, then we won't be able to get to the Lost Lagoon. Well, we don't actually need the Lost Lagoon, though, so that's okay.
Right.
Well, like Temple of the Sun is going to be hard to get to, but we don't need to get to it because we already got to it. That's good.
Right. That's unimportant. So it's no reason for me to use the sandbags to save any of these other tiles because they don't matter.
Right now, our biggest concern...
Idle Palace might matter, right?
The Howling Garden, because it's the oh no, we have the Whispering Garden. Okay, so the gardens, either one of the gardens, we have 2 of those. Cave of that's the other one. Cave of Ambers. We got to make sure that stays alive because that's our only way to get the red crystal.
Cave of Ambers. Where's that?
Oh,
I see it.
Yeah,
that's the only one with a red.
It's the only one. Yeah, because the other one.
What's with us in the reds? Holy crap!
It already sunk. Yeah.
So maybe I should move next to it in case it comes up.
I think that's a good idea. And then you can shore up.
Yeah, watchtower.
Yeah.
Do you need a card? I got sandbags and helicopter. No, you don't need a card.
Nope, don't need a card.
See if I move here, what does that do? That gives me a central spot. I couldn't move here. All right.
Yeah. Go there because if for whatever, another water rising. Are you kidding me?
What?
Another water rising.
Oh no! And I drew a second helicopter.
Yep, that's all right.
Oh, boy,
that's all right.
Let's see what happens. Oh no! Fool's Landing is starting to sink.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got it. You
got it? Okay.
I got it. Yep.
Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just 1 step away from it, so I'm going to
come down.
Temple
of the Sun.
I'm going to come down here because
Gate. We do got to save Cave of Embers.
Yeah, I'm going to come to your location.
All right.
And
you want a helicopter? No.
No, I can only give you cards during my turn.
Oh God!
Oh, you're killing me with these fires we don't need. And another Chalice. Oh my God.
Where are you? You're a Gold
I would have
Gate.
already had the chalice twice already now.
I know. Well, you're kind of close to the chalice.
All right, I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to do. I'm going to make the switch. I'm going to discard the lion. You know that means we're screwed.
I know. I know.
Cliff, the silver gate.
Oh, that
and
whole
the
side's
Adam
going, huh?
That's all right. We don't need any of it.
I
Let it
don't think we
go.
need any of that. It doesn't
Yeah,
cut us
we
off,
don't.
and it doesn't
We
have
don't.
anything we need.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So, what can I do? Giving you a card doesn't do any good, does it?
Phoenix Knight says you should be able to manipulate the time players in your game have to make their moves so you don't get timed out. I think you can. I think you can do that when you set up the game. I think we just missed that.
Oh,
Let's see here.
are they penalizing us for doing that, or?
I'm looking to see if there's a way to adjust that in the game. See the game how to play.
One save. I don't see anything. Oh, I don't know. It might be worth saving this one. I don't have any chalice. I don't have anything. It's very annoying.
Oh yeah, you did change your logo, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like a big bear.
It's a Smoky Mountain Bear.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You want a helicopter? No, if I give you a helicopter, it's not going to do any good, right?
No, yeah, it's not going to do me any good.
Do we want
But
to?
if you would have drawn a chalice, that would have done me good. So
yeah, and there's nothing worth sandbagging right now.
Phoenix Knight says, I think it was at the start of the game. It's been a while since I've used this slide exclusively, and so far I've only been playing solo. We need to get you on sometimes there, Phoenix Knight, and play with you sometime.
Oh, absolutely. All right, here come the 3 floods.
Oh, no, not
that one.
Right.
Something just sunk.
Nope, nothing sunk.
Misty Marsh sunk, I think.
Did it?
Yeah, I think when it goes off the board, it means it's sunk. So Coral Palace, I think we.
Oh yeah, Misty Marsh is sunk. Right. I got you. Okay. But do we need that one? Well, all I can do is
You need to keep a chalice alive because you got the chalice, and there's only one chalice left.
Where's the right?
Coral Palace.
Coral Palace. Okay, I got that. Nothing we really need to save.
We need a lion, a fire, and
I will.
chalice.
I'm going to move over here just so I can store this up because it's the only thing I can reach. So, give me a chalice.
Oh. Oh no!
More fires. Oh, that's just horrible.
Lord.
Horrible timing on that.
I know.
And then we're going to draw the floods. Oh boy, 2. Oh boy.
Nothing sunk.
Nothing sunk, but we got Howling Garden, which is our only yellow. No, we don't. We have one up there. Okay.
Yeah, we got one up there, but I can't move diagonally. You can, right?
Oh, right. You wouldn't be able to get on the helicopter pad.
So I have to go here.
You got to go rescue one of them. Yeah.
Here, and I got to rescue one of these.
I would say the Howling Garden because we don't need the Bronze Gate.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Whew, that was close.
Oh,
I'm feeling we're going to give you a hit any second now.
What'd I get? Another helicopter.
Wow.
We don't need 3 helicopters.
Nope. Time to start getting rid of them.
And we have.
Here's the sandbag on the Bronze Gate, just in case we need to get up to the Whispering Garden.
I don't think it's going to let me do that. I have to discard right now.
Oh.
Oh, wait. I don't need this. I don't need the earth, right? Because we got the earth.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
You can get rid of the earth.
All right. Cool. Here come the floods. That shakes, and that shakes.
Well, we are doing. Do we have this already, so we don't care about it. Okay, that's all right. So I will go
Humming.
here. I will. Oh no, undo. Is there an undo button? Damn it.
Oh no.
I meant to shore undo. There we go. Okay.
Where'd you find that?
Right next to where at the top where it says intern shore up. It only stays there for like 5 seconds when you're done with
okay.
You gotta click it real quick. So yeah, if you ever have to do that.
Yeah, so we don't care if these two on the end fall off anymore.
Well, I can shore up this one from where I'm at. And then
Yeah, that was good.
I'll come back to you
in
case we need to change cards or whatever.
Yep.
Right, treasure. Oh no! Are you kidding?
You have to discard something. Yep, that one. That's it.
Yep.
God.
And pretty soon we're going to be up to 4, Herman.
I know. Let's see what you draw. I mean, yeah, the flood
We
card.
got to get some more pairs, and we just haven't had anything matching up. What kind of mechanic is it where you just can't get the cards to match up right? You know, it's like
an FU
one
mechanic
set or the other set. And I think this is, to be honest, you know how popular Pandemic is, and this game is very similar to Pandemic. And I just think this game isn't as popular because you can only keep 5 cards, which puts that pressure of you have to keep the right cards.
Right.
Which puts an element of luck into this game as opposed to strategy.
Does this predate Pandemic?
I will find that out as you take your turn. Oh no, it's my turn.
I think you gotta draw your floods. Yes, something sunk. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
You got it.
You can't shore up diagonally, right?
Pandemic, I can.
You can, but I can't, right? God.
What is this game called? Forbidden Island. Okay, Forbidden Island.
Forbidden Island, yep. I think I have to start heading that way because if I'm heading...
Forbidden Island came out in 2010. Pandemic came out in 2008. So this is 2 years after Pandemic.
After Pandemic, okay.
Phoenix Knight says that he would call that a terrible relationship with Lady Luck.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I agree with him though. I think we just got to stay. We got to just stay in our little area and just hope and pray we can just keep it alive until we can get the cards.
I got 3 fires, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I gotta get rid of something else. I can sandbag something.
Yeah, might as well do the Twilight Hollow.
Oh wait, you can't do it. It's too late now. Shoot.
That's all right.
Helicopter or sandbag? I got it. I don't want to
Helicopter.
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 Yeah. Yep, I agree. Sandbag's too valuable.
Oh, and I was dumb. I should have kept my stupid fire and given it to you. Oh, I'm dumb. I was thinking, oh, that's my fault.
Oh, did you have fire?
I had fire, and I keep throwing it away because I was trying to get a line and a chalice.
It's all right. What did we lose here? We lost. Okay, a fringe.
Yep. My turn's going to be really simple. I'm just shoring up everything around us. And the turn.
Oh.
Okay, well, there we go.
Right.
I guess I'll get rid of chalice and a chalice.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I can go pick up
you're
the
right next to
lion.
Howling Garden. Good.
And I can diagonally move over there, so that should be good. As long as it doesn't die on us.
Something sunk. Something sunk. Oh, Howling Garden you need. Oh, no, you don't. You got Whispering Garden, too.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather go to Howling Garden? I can shore it up.
Yes, because you're not going to have anything else to do on your turn.
Well, I'm going to head down here hoping I get a fire thing.
Right. Head towards the fire. Right.
Yeah.
There you go. Good. Yes. Good idea. That's actually pretty smart, Herman.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
I have complete confidence that we will win this.
I got 4, by the way.
Oh, so yeah. Oh, you got it.
No, I have to get rid of the hang. Now I have to get rid of the sandbag. God damn it.
We should have thought of that first.
I know. I can't get rid of the helicopter because we need that, right? I don't know how many.
Yep. Get rid of the sandbag.
So how does that come up? I got to get rid of the sandbag. All right. We'll just have to take our risk. We'll have to chance it.
That was not a great move.
Uh-oh. Oh.
It's all right.
Actually, that worked out pretty well.
That's all right. Yeah,
we got a solid middle.
I am going to come here.
Right.
I'm going to capture treasure.
Nice.
And then I'm going to shore up that location. And I'm going to end my turn. Our island is shrunk to a manageable size now, Herman.
I can get the fire if it doesn't. Well, you can get through the Coral Palace, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, because if it's floods and sinks, you got no way to get to the landing pad.
Oh,
you're gonna have to.
That means I got to backstep.
You're gonna have to backstep.
All right.
And then shore up the Coral Palace.
It delays me one turn though.
Now head back. I will go to the Coral Palace and I will start shoring everything up.
I have to get to the Cave of Embers.
Next turn, my friend. Next turn.
You got
what else do we need? We need the fire,
right?
Or no, we need the chalice, right? Yeah, I need the chalice.
I got a chalice. I can't dump. Oh man, I have to dump a chalice. I got to hold the helicopter, don't I?
Yeah, I think you do.
Boy.
Or just I don't know how many chalices are in that discard pile, but a bunch of them. Oh my god.
Ah! Shit.
All right, I gotta. Let's see. What do we absolutely positively need?
All right. Well, either Twilight Hollow or Gold Gate's got to get saved, or else I'm never getting back. I'm going to cash in the fire next turn.
Shore up. We have the red we need, and we also need the chalice, so that's okay. Yep. We need a way to get on the Fool's Landing.
So now we got to keep the chalice alive, the red, the fire alive, and the Fool's Landing alive, and a path towards there. So,
right.
I don't think it matters if you do Gold Gate or Twilight Hollow. It doesn't matter. Actually,
got a sandbag.
Don't I automatically get to pick an adjacent spot?
Sandbag. Twilight Hollow. And then we're drawing our floods.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Yeah, we are in serious trouble.
All right. If I move to here, oh crap. If the thing's flooded, can I still cash in there?
No.
You can't?
No. I don't believe so, but move down to the Crimson Forest and find out.
So I go here.
Yep.
Then I try to go here.
Is there an option to grab treasure up at the top?
Capture treasure. Yes, it does.
All right, do it. There you go. All right. So now we can let that. Yeah, we can just let that. Oh, you had to move on it though. Couldn't you do it adjacent?
I can't move any. Oh no! If this sinks, I'm dead.
Yep, you are dead.
Well, no, then a helicopter card can get me there. So.
Use it now.
Can I use it now? Play special. Is that what it'd be?
Yeah, play special. Yep.
All right, play special. And where can you go? Let's see. Move one or more pawns on the same tile to any other tile. Any suggestion?
Yeah, Fool's Landing.
Right on the Fool's Landing? Okay.
I think what else are you gonna do? You have no chalices, right? So you're not gonna be able to get the
starting
chalice.
tile, select destination tile. Oh, okay. Got it.
Now
waters rise.
It probably just saved your life though.
Yep. That thing's gonna sink under it. Let's see.
Yes, you wouldn't have been able to get back.
Yep.
I
was
I saved your life, Herman.
As my knees get wet from the rising water.
The whole end of the islands is sinking. Holy cow.
Woo!
All right, I'm just shoring up, right? We need chalices and we just need to shore up.
Just make sure you shore up Fool's Landing or we lose. Yep.
Shore up this one.
So what do we show?
We need the lion. Right? We got the lion, right? Yeah, we got the lion. So it doesn't matter which one we choose. I guess.
Nothing matters now except Fool's Landing and the chalice, right?
And getting stupid chalices. Like 2 chalices. Oh, I got one! And a helicopter.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. Drawing 4 flood. That's gone. That's gone. Okay, that's all right.
Okay.
All right.
So,
do you have any?
Save the coral palace.
No. I only need 1 chalice, and then we just need to both be on that location. So what you need to do is come down to the Howling Gardens and then try and shore up.
And I got to shore up.
You can shore up both of those locations. Yep. No, you.
No! I hit the wrong button. Undo. I got it. I got it.
There you go. Now get a chalice. No, that's
what do I got?
Sandbag. Sandbag. So click on play special. User special, and we want to keep as many of these available as we can.
So play special and save Temple of the Moon.
Yep. Otherwise, it's gonna always get rid of those ones that we're on, and we wanted to get rid of some of the other ones.
Cool.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just need to shore up you. I just need to shore up you, and I need to shore up you. But see, if you wouldn't have done that, then that other one would have sunk, and then
we would have sunk. Yep. I got it.
All right, so just end the turn. We just need a chalice.
Well,
discard that. Discard that. I just need. Yeah, I might as well keep them. So let's see what we get. Misty March, Phantom Rock, Silver Gate. Okay.
I got to save Silver Gate. All right. Shore up Coral Palace, not Silver Gate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Card, no.
You do not want to be more than 1 move away from Fool's Landing.
No, I know.
When it's time to go, we gotta go.
Right. All right. So I'm done. I don't need to give you a card or do a move.
Yep. You need one chalice card is all we're waiting on. One. Actually,
Oh no.
and you didn't get a chalice card either. Damn.
5 flood cards.
And we have 6 cards. Guess what? It's not
Yep.
going to go great. I was just going to say you should get over to Fool's Landing. Store up. We need this one, right?
Yep.
We need this one. You're going to die. And we need the Fool's Landing.
Yeah, we're down to the corner of the island. Yay! So you need 1 helicopter and the 4 chalices, right?
Yep. Yeah, I better discard that. Okay. All right. Here we go. 5 floods, which means everything. Oh, yeah. This is going to be bad.
Everything floods, right? Or does it read? Oh, and it reshuffles.
Okay. So that's all right. Go to Fool's Landing and sort up. Oh, and you're going to have to do Crystal Palace first.
Right. Shore up Coral Palace.
Yep.
Move
Landing and
here
then move over there.
and shore that up.
Yep. And the only way we don't die is if because it's going to do 5 pulls. It could sink Coral Palace. It could draw it and then shuffle it and then draw it again. So it could sink.
And that is probably pretty good odds it'll do that too.
I think so because there's only 3 tiles left. That's why I said we needed every stinking tile we needed. Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep. We got it. We got this. Otherwise, we win.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, shit.
What?
Oh.
What?
We only had 1 tile remaining. Oh, for God's sake. That was so close.
I know we had it. It's unfortunate. We just
game results defeat.
I thought it kept up, but I'm
write a personal note about ID Jester.
Huh? Write a
personal note about ID Jester. So I guess this all logs everything we play into.
Because it's the one tile we needed for that last thing. Because I could have moved diagonally. I could have got the treasure, moved diagonally, and shore up Fool's Landing, and we would have won.
That's all right. Wow.
That was good. That was a lot of fun. I can't believe it.
And I think it's a good demonstration that this is a nice program.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty deep. And it's all browser based. You don't need to download software or anything. And
right.
You just connect on your browser and you're up and running and playing.
And I like the fact that
it off, Herman.
And it runs the game for you. You don't have to really, it helps you along.
Right. Yeah. It's actually like playing the game, right? It's actually like proceeding down the path of playing a game. So that's awesome. I had a lot of fun. Even though we
real-time gamer.
What's that?
We got a trophy, real-time gamer, first game. No, you get these little trophies here. They keep track of you.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I've just got so many games now lined up to play. I just need to find some opponents. I've already talked to Higher Ground Gaming. We're gonna get on and
so that board game companies don't worry. Now I'm kind of feeling like, well, I kind of want to buy Forbidden Island now or Forbidden Desert and play it with people that come to visit. I mean, this is an easy game to teach people.
Right. Absolutely. Hey, Dwayne, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming by. I do appreciate it.
Hey, Dwayne. By the way, I'm going to the NASCAR Hall of Fame on Saturday, Dwayne. I see you have a NASCAR there.
He's is on his 8th season of NASCAR. He runs a card and dice game called Red, White, and Blue Racing.
Oh,
Really
cool.
cool
I'm going
game.
NASCAR. It's in Charlotte, and it's supposed to be fantastic Hall of Fame. It's supposed to be really neat.
Yeah. Well, Herman, that was
A typical game of ours.
it is. It comes down to the last,
Yeah.
our Gloomhaven came down to the last roll and the
Yep.
last guy. If we
Yep.
would have done enough damage, we would have won, and we didn't, and we lost. So that's kind of the way it
That was
was.
awesome. That was good.
Had a
I'm
great
glad
time.
you pointed this place out.
I am so glad we got together and played, and there's 590, well, 589 other games we could try out sometime. So,
And I gotta say, this, I mean, as much as I like TTS, this is actually a better platform for us to play against one another. It does both things, right? It kind of plays for you.
and it helps you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dwayne. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's it kind of keeps and manages all your resources, manages what you're doing, it pulls the cards for you. I love Tabletop Simulator, but it doesn't do that thing.
Right.
It's just all that extra time to draw the cards, to shuffle the cards, to put the cards where they need to go, move the tokens around, and do all that stuff takes time. Having this interface where I don't have to spend that time doing it makes the game play so much.
It's almost a perfect combination of Steam and TTS, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming out tonight.
Thank you. We went a little bit long. Sorry about that.
Before we go, one last time, I'm going to show your super cool thing again because
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you.
Because I think it's super awesome, and I have to get it off my desktop. So just a moment. There we go. So, who's just joining us? Herman, coming out. Hopefully soon, end of the year, maybe.
By the end of the year, yep.
Is going to be what?
The Rock of Chickamauga.
Right. And
seek the next game after Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Black Swan Game 2. Most Fearful Sacrifice and this box by you know what? I think I actually have. Do I have a screenshot of Most Fearful Sacrifice? Because I would love to show these games side by side.
I don't know.
I think I actually have one. Let me see. Do I have the map, I have the video, I've got you know what I'll do? I'll just go to Board Game Geek and we'll just do it that way because all right. Most Fearful. There we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is, I'm telling you, this is going to match up like nobody's business. It's going to be awesome. All right, desktop. Here we go. I need this one.
Look at you with the technology.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's get this one just as big. There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Don't. There we go. Trying to do everything.
Look at that.
I'm telling you.
That's
Jesus Christ, Jester, what are you doing, rookie? Oh, my God. I got things on all my desktops here. Yeah. Hang on. I can't get back to get me back to the main page. No, I'm clicking on things. There we go. Yep. Here, I'm back. Everyone. Yay. All right, there we go. Look at these two side by side.
That's cool. I like that.
That is cool.
It almost looks like the Confederates are charging the Union.
That's what I was thinking. Wow. That is awesome. And the layout looks it looks like it's got the same font, the same colors, the same design. It looks like these are part of a series together.
Yeah, I agree. And as soon as I saw that online, I was like, I told Mark, I said, man, you got to see this picture. It looks really good. And he managed to get the rights to use it. It's great.
That is awesome. Yep, Tim agrees. That looks awesome.
Yep.
Well, it'll be coming out Kickstarter towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm starting to work on the scenarios now. It's probably going to be, I don't think we're going to get to 13 scenarios for Chickamauga. Probably 8, maybe.
Okay.
Depending how it goes.
That's still pretty good. That's still pretty darn good. Very consistent. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It just, like I was saying, you have one thing and you have another thing, and they just meld together, and they look like they you know, they look like they're a team. They just
You,
complement one
you want to
another.
hear a really weird trivial thing? Ironically, is that at Chickamauga, Hood shows up at Chickamauga. They railroad Longstreet's Corps down after Gettysburg. This is 3 months after Gettysburg, right? It's
Right?
Chickamauga. And Hood gets railroaded down to Chickamauga, and he still got his hand in a sling from being injured at Gettysburg, and he shows up at Chickamauga.
Oh my gosh. That's
It's so
great.
cool. There's a perfect connection there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great. That is awesome. Awesome,
Well, thank
awesome
you for showing
stuff.
that.
No,
We're
it's great. Thank
working
you
hard
for
on it.
allowing us to show it. That is awesome.
Yep.
We're gonna post this on the Facebook and ComSim World and everything around now that Mark has given the permission that we can do that. That's awesome. So thank Mark for us.
Yep, I will. He's a good dude.
All right, guys. Any last minute questions for Herman? I know we don't like to keep everyone too long here. We've been going a couple hours, but if anyone doesn't have any questions, we can let Herman go.
Yep.
And
I got to go watch
we'll be
Tennessee
back.
play Florida
I have
Atlantic.
a feeling this game is never coming out because Herman's going to spend all of his time on board game arena now, and there's going to be a
That
I
is
hate
true.
Chester
I did
post.
not need another reason to get distracted.
Yeah, I like my games having consistency, says Tim. I agree. Very important part.
Yep. I mean, the counter artwork's going to be similar.
It's the same guy, right?
It's the same guy, so it's going to have the same kind of detail and the same basic look. Yep.
All right, that is awesome. All right,
obviously the map's going to be different.
All right, I don't see any final questions. So Herman, let's say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you. I got to go watch Tennessee play Florida Atlantic now. So.
All right, guys. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight. Appreciate it. We'll see you all next time. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye for now.